Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 61 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. So, first of all, as you can probably tell, I'm not 100%, so the voice may not hold out, so just apologies in advance. But, aside from that, business as usual, we have Ollie back with us for this session, which is wonderful news. But also a huge thanks to our friends over at Sirenscape, as always, for providing the wonderful ambience and sound effects that they allow us to use as part of the show. Would highly recommend using them at your game table for a little bit of added immersion, so check them out, sirenscape.com. And finally, the merch stuff has been a big hit so far. We have now a full range of party members available. The Sergei t-shirt has just, at the time of recording, come out this week. So the full party is now accounted for, which is great news. So from today, which should be the 24th of November, if I've got my calculations correct, through to the 28th of November, there's going to be 15% off everything and free standard shipping on your orders as well. So that's bardicquest.com/shop, and you can see the full array of designs that we have available. Awesome. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, after continuing into the depths of the ruins of the Cragmaw Castle, Thorik and Saga had found themselves in a kitchen full of goblins and charged in quite heroically. I don't know if heroically is the right word, but that's the word I'm going for.
Brazenly.
Brazenly is probably better. And really gave them a jolly good thrashing. Including the poor fat goblin wearing his little chef's hat. And after clearing out the room, with some of the goblins just fleeing for their lives in the end, they turned back around and ventured deeper into the depths of the castle, trying to find any sign of potentially Sergei or indeed their friend Gundren Rockseeker. So we pick up now in the darkness of the castle. Saga and Thorik are in a connecting room of sorts, and Saga was just about to take a peek behind a curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So Saga, you step forward, you step towards the not billowing curtain, and just as you reach out to pull it aside, a hand grabs you on the shoulder from behind, and you can see, because you have your lit up coin, that it is Johann, who has made his way into the castle through the canvassed wall that you had encountered previously.
Wait.
God, you scared me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you saw me. Didn't you see me?
No.
Oh, good.
Where the hell have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
Well, I thought I saw him, so I...
So who?
Sergei. It turns out it wasn't. It was a goblin.
Easy mistake.
He walked a bit like him. And,
Sorry, Jeff.
yeah. Don't tell him I said that. I don't want him to get the wrong idea.
She's gonna pull the curtain anyway. Just roll her eyes and pull the curtain. What?
Just let me get ready. We don't know what's behind. Learn not to trust curtains.
I'm sure I can handle anything that's behind a bloody curtain. And she opens it.
Okay. So you pull the curtain back, and you can see a long room. It's probably about 15 foot wide at its widest, and probably about 30 foot deep as you look into it. But it kind of curves around on the one side as the exterior wall, which you can see there's an arrow slit down the side. In the middle there's a stone brazier full of coals that glow. In what looks to be a small barracks of sorts, there are 4 straw pallets lined up along the eastern wall. But the wall to the south has actually collapsed. But at the end of the room you can see a barred wooden door. As in, not bars as in like jail cell bars, but a wooden door with a big massive wooden plank just across it. Most importantly, however, is you are looking directly at 2 figures. Their sturdy, wide shoulders brim with strength under a heavy chain shirt. They've got pale reddish skin, which shows in the gaps between the male sleeve, and thick leather gloves, a sturdy neck which supports a broad angular jaw, and long tufts of fairly fair hair. Their wide lips are curled into a scowl, and a proud brow rests above 2 very intense eyes. They've got large pointed ears pushing through a dense mane, and they are looking at you with fury. And they scream bloody murder at you, draw their swords, and charge straight for you. So let's roll some initiative, please.
Time to step.
Was that to the Yu-Gi-Oh Finch? Oh, sorry, I'm showing my hand by knowing that.
Right, that's
13 for me.
Okay.
that's a 12 for Johann.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. You are rolling so
It was
well
happening
already.
last episode as well, where Thorik's like, I'm not
Yeah,
particularly
you're
good at
really
initiative. He's just,
Really
this is the anxiety. He's just full
Yeah.
of anxieties.
Yeah, as soon as he hears a scream, he's just like, right!
I got excited when
Let's have
you said you saw a bard, and I thought you went, ooh, and then you went a bard door, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, me too. I went, Bard? And then, oh, Bard.
What instrument does he carry?
All right then.
We've found
Okay.
a nightclub.
So let me quickly put on some battle music, because why the hell not? Battle music time.
So what are these creatures, like elves or...
Well,
Tieflings?
do you want to give me a
No.
quick nature check?
Yes, I want to know.
I must...
I mean, tieflings have horns. You would have said horns. I mean, that's 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know these creatures. These are hobgoblins.
Oh. I got a very different impression.
Much superior to your standard goblin. Larger in size and much more practiced in military arts,
Great.
for sure.
I love goblins. Of all kinds.
I'm starting to think that Johann needs an appointment at the opticians.
You'll be pleased to know that despite the fact that they didn't seem too surprised to see you, they are actually going last in the initiative order.
Yeah.
So Thorik, you're up first. What would you like to do? You currently are stood just behind Saga, and she's peeping through the curtain, and you've just heard a scream as two hobgoblins look to be charged. Well, you can't even see, but you heard a scream of sorts.
I'm going to just kind of based on the screams and Saga's reaction of probably like tensing up and getting ready. He knows what's like the kind of thing excuse me that he's going to find on the other side of this lovely curtain. So Thorik will kind of just slap on the bicep his I can't remember which of the barbarians is mine.
You have the brothers, Igor and Grigor.
Oh yes, Igor and Grigor.
Unless Johann wants do you want a buddy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say, Gregor, look after him.
Yeah.
And slap
Absolutely.
Ivor on the bicep and be like, come on then, you wet blanket. And charge through the curtain, making it billow as much as I can, thinking longingly of the cantrip that I could have had to make it billow. But no, sorry. You were sensible.
Yeah.
So with a slight tear rolling down his face, he bursts through the curtain, and I will just go for... Is it just the two of them?
There's just two of them, yes. Correct.
Great. I will go to the one on the left. How big is the room that I come into?
So, as I say, it's about 15 foot wide at its widest. It does curve in places, and about 30 foot deep. They're about 15 feet into the room.
Cool. Anything, at a glance, anything interesting in the room other than them?
Only the brazier, which is kind of almost in the centre of the room, so you'd kind of have to go past it to get through them, but it's not actually in the way. It's just kind of in the room.
I'm just going to go...
There's the straw pallets that have been used as beds as well. But...
Straw pallets, you say?
There's 4 of those.
Oh, this is really... No, this is fun. No. Thorik is not that chaotic. But he notes something for later.
Right.
I would just like to take a meaty swing at the left-hand side hobgoblin, please.
Okay, sure. Are you trying to get Ivor in place to target him as well, or the other guy?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep him with me and just, like, see if he can...
All right, sure.
Give me a bit of a advantage. Well, I'd probably not with the way the mechanics work, but just to have him muscling in to assist.
So you charge in, almost take a hop skip over one of the straw pallets, and just take a swing with your warhammer. Let's roll to hit them.
I have, and with my newfound +5 to hit, that's a 23.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
11 damage.
I'm shit you not. How are you finishing this guy?
Are you joking?
Yes. You're a killing machine.
I'm so happy I took that ability scoring. Thorik just comes in, just kind of not really knowing his own strength, barrels through the curtain, and it's just everyone's just like there charging. He feels really good. The air's pumping his lungs. He goes past the brazier, and he just backhands this hobgoblin, probably like, as they're quite tall, probably chest, and just sends him flying into the back wall and just crumples like a dog. And he just sort of looks down and is like, oh! He almost goes, sorry, not sorry. That's me.
All right, so that brings you to Saga. So Saga, you've just witnessed Thorik and Ivor just barge past you. Thorik just charged in and just belted this guy, and he just crumpled against the wall. What would you like to do?
Is Ivor not taking a turn? Because he attacks at the same time.
Oh, actually, yes. Do you know what? because of the tight space of the room, Ivor could actually do a hit on the other hobgoblin.
Sure. Was it not just that they hit if we missed?
No, it's you roll.
They
If
hit
you miss,
automatically if you hit. If you hit, they hit automatically. If you miss, they have to roll to hit, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean,
So, Thank you, Annina, because I would have missed that.
Thank you.
So you're going to be rolling a d12 plus 3.
Of course, he just automatically hits. Crikey. Okay.
yeah.
It just makes them easier to manage. This is the retainer rules from Strongholds and Followers from MCDM, Matt Colville.
Plus 3 as well.
I think that's what I said, yeah.
Plus 12.
They get
Really?
plus 6 to attack.
It's 9 on the die. Plus 12. Sorry, plus 3. 12.
Alright. Possibly the shortest combat in the history of this campaign.
You want to ask what I turn?
How you...
I'm
how
good.
is-
I'll
how
save
is
my strength.
Ivor finishing him?
Oh, Ivor's just, he's getting, he's feeling quite, inspired by my display, and he just does exactly the same, just two-handed, with his axe. It's axes that they've got, and he just cleaves from shoulder to hip, just slices into him and kicks him against the wall.
Nice. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Johann
I
didn't even
was
break into a full run. I was just like that. Ooh.
Do you just kick a rock? You're just disappointed.
I mean,
and just give a rock a kick. Like,
The,
Just
hob-
kinda-
the hobgoblin's strength is in their difficulty to be hit. But with a roll of 23, I think you absolutely smashed that.
Bang goes that theory.
Well
Yeah.
done. Well done.
We'll see.
So that's going to be 66 XP for each of you for that encounter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Possibly the easiest earned 66 XP.
she's fucking filing her nails in the background.
I like to think Saga's got like a really wicked-looking knife that she's just like...
yeah, picking.
Yeah.
What's the name of my burly companion?
Grigor.
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 I give him a little friendly tap on his chest and give him a nod as if to say, "Don't worry, we'll get him next time."
Saga rolls her eyes because this is starting to look far too familiar. Like, it's starting to look far too familiar.
It was,
I left for a reason.
doesn't like being blue-balled, man. Especially now I've got like a companion for which to do killer combos with. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll start like going, "Oi!"
So you've now got these two hobgoblins just at your feet. Thorik, Saga, and Johann, you're still in the previous room essentially. What would you all like to do?
Let's enter the new room then.
I was just looking around. I made a mess.
Well done, Thorik.
That was quick.
Thanks.
Very.
I'm a bit surprised myself, to be honest. That was taking a leaf out of your book and gives you a little like punch in the arm.
He actually accepts that. It's like,
No,
well.
sorry, I meant Saga. Sorry, can you just move out the way, please?
Oh, I love this. Johann tried to be involved.
Oh, just look.
I don't need to be so savage when you just come back.
Just gonna
Saga allows it and nods.
talking of Grigor, give him a pat.
It's not a dog.
I like to think that Grigor's like, what are you doing? Why are you touching me?
I feel like Johann's gone this whole campaign like trying to get us a pet. So this is like the closest thing.
A homicidal maniac is not a good pet.
I mean, I'm in the party, so
We're working on it.
I think we've learned you just got to point him in the right direction.
At this point, by the way, Saga, your coin, which has been lit up, just
Ooh.
starts to flicker and then goes out.
Oh,
You
okay.
can still see because you've got the brazier in here, but just so you're aware, your coin is now no longer
Okay.
light.
I point to Saga and say, "Is that useful? Do you want me to top that off?" Or you...
I mean, if we go somewhere dark again, I think it's a good idea. And I hand it back to Thorik.
Thorik flicks it in the air with his thumb, attempts to catch it and casts light on it.
Okay.
Takes it back.
Thank you for not making me roll a sleight of
Sleight of hand check.
That could have been embarrassing.
You know what?
Dun, dun,
Just
dun, dun.
in the spirit of good form, because that he's getting far too big for his boots.
Yeah, get arrogant.
That's
there.
true.
4.
4.
Well, I mean, you cast light upon it, but it drops to the floor.
He's like, aha, oh, great. It comes back up. Here you go.
Thank you. And she puts it in her pocket. Let's give this room a quick once over. See if we find anything.
You said the back wall is partially demolished, Wayne.
Yes.
So is there no light coming through it?
Is it to a central room rather than outside?
Yeah, there's no light coming through the collapsed. It's not big enough for you. The collapse isn't quite big enough for you to be able to get through. There's lots of rubble and things, but no light coming through any cracks or anything like that.
I would like to check out these bodies, see if they have anything on them.
Wise choice. Wise choice. So, let's see now. So they each have a long sword, a shield, and a longbow.
Okay.
All of which would need a little bit of repair because they're not in good nick. Likewise, they're both wearing chainmail armor of medium size, which is pretty much what you're already wearing, so may not be of use. But each of them, one of them is also carrying 9 arrows, and the other is carrying 11 arrows. So 20 arrows in
bolts,
total.
though. I'm a crossbow gal.
I
not
know, but they're bow people.
Oh.
Yeah.
If I'm guessing the longsword is no better than the greatsword I have on me.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I would have assumed that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, but it might be a little bit more flexible as a weapon. But I don't think it's going to do more damage by any stretch.
It's same as a warhammer. It's D8 single-handed, D10 double-handed. So you can
Then
use
I won't pick it up
Sure. Okay, no.
because my greatsword is 2d6.
Yeah, but it is two-handed. So yeah, it's more flexible. So you can have some. You can.
But I've got a warhammer that I can use for that same purpose. So
That's true.
nope.
That's true. Okay, no. So, anything at all you'd like to pick up from those?
No.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Can I, what sort of room is this? Is there any other doors other than the one that we've come through, like the curtain door?
So there is a door if you're stood at where the curtained doorway was, there is a door to the right. And then there is the barred wooden door at the far end of the room.
And sorry, you've already described this, forgive me, is the bar it's barricaded from our side, like it's...
Yes.
Okay. And with the collapse section, is as much as we can't get through it, can we look through this gap into that room?
Not really.
Or is it a bit high? Is it like...
Yeah, because this castle was several stories high before.
Is it clamberable?
You
Can I
could
Assassin's Creed this mother?
Assassin's Creed? What, as in run up it? I mean, if you wanted to,
I
sure.
want to assassinate the castle.
These curtains are hideous.
Tell me your secrets. Right, I attempt to scale the wall in an attempt to see And there's probably, when I climb down, there'll be an obvious keyhole that I can look through. Or indeed, it would be easy to just simply open the door. But no, I'm going to endanger
Give me an athletics check then, please.
my limbs. Oh, that's a 21.
A 21, okay. So you managed to clamber all the way up, and there is a small crack between some of the rubble. Anything you'd like to do?
Look through it.
The room beyond, if there is indeed a room beyond, is pitch black.
It's very dark.
Can I bring the coin and like have it right
Took it up to
next
me.
I'll just hand it to Johann.
Are you up there with me?
Oh yeah, sorry.
She's like,
I will flick it up. I forgot
I
you.
don't know,
I'm sorry. I forgot you. Climbed up.
Like,
There you go.
did all the like lovely shimmying and like, you know, the.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Johann. That was very, very difficult. Well done.
Thank you. Spider-Manning up the wall and.
Okay. She's got a lot on her mind. Okay.
Okay. Do I catch it? Do I need to do a sleight of hand check?
Yes, please do a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Oh god.
that's a 5.
You do not catch the coin, and it just doink, 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 down the rubble.
Can I roll to see if Saga catches it back? Because I would have flicked it.
Can I light a torch?
While holding on to what? Like
I'll like.
fucking.
I'm gonna say no to the catching of the coin. It's just gonna
Yeah.
roll onto the floor. You can pick it up. It's no problem.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Yeah.
If you really want to light a torch, Johann, by all means, light a torch.
I might light a torch and then like, is the hole big enough for me to throw a torch into it?
Ooh.
Not really. No, it's more like cracks rather than.
Oh, sod it. I'm climbing down.
I've had enough of this shit.
Okay, now let's have a look at this here door.
While it's going on, can Thorik very carefully remove the wooden like barricade from the door, and very, very, very carefully give it a crack and just see what's on the other side?
Okay. Do you want to give me a stealth check?
Yes.
As you're trying to be careful and quiet.
Is this still at disadvantage? Because of my
No.
armor.
Because of your armor? Yes.
No. We be maracas. Did you drop it? Did you just drop the big piece
4.
of it? Yeah.
Eesh. So
Never goes well.
you carefully lift the plank and you put it to one side, trying to be as quiet as you can. And you pull open the door, which lets out a really loud creak, which startles you to the extent that you knock over the plank that you've just propped up against the wall, and there's a big clang, and you hear like a shuffling and a loud sniff.
I shut the door.
This is just what we did all our session, was opening
I shut the door,
windows.
and if I'm able to, I put the plank back.
And you hear a boom, boom against the door, and there's like dust shaking over
It's
the.
big. Sorry. We can send them in. And that's
It's a
to the
trap.
guard. Send them. They're really big and strong. They're good for this kind of stuff.
Is there some kind of trap we can set?
Does this sound like it's a humanoid thing, like a goblin, or does this sound like a creature?
Because it's sniffed.
It sounds a bit more, well, significantly more bestial than perhaps a goblin.
Does it sound like anything we've heard before?
Yes. Do you want
What
to
does
give me
it sound-
a nature check, please?
Is
What
it
does
an
it sound
owlbear?
like? Is this a
6 though, and there was no point to it.
If it's
That was a
another
16.
Grick.
A 16.
Oh, not another freaking Grick.
Because we had a Grick.
You had a Grick as well?
Yeah, we had two. We had another Grick.
I'm gonna say, on the brief glance that you did get as you were shutting the door, plus the combination of the sound that you have heard, and can continue to hear from the other side of the door, might I add, you anticipate that this is probably an owlbear.
Oh, you mother!
Ooh.
Is there a big enough crack in the door anywhere where I could shoot a crossbow through?
At this point, no, because Thorik closed it.
I've rebarred that.
And
mother.
the banging is continuing. As a really,
it's going to come through any minute.
Noise.
I think it's going to come through.
I hope not. I mean, I hope this thing works. I mean, surely they. Is this the?
It knows we're here now. It can smell us.
There was.
What was it?
Sounds like. It sounds a little like an owlbear.
It's a bloomin' owlbear. Did we kill the other one outside the?
Well, the last owlbear you encountered, I believe you ate.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was wondering why I had bear meat stew or whatever it was, like bear steaks. I was like, how did I get those? Oh yeah, an owlbear.
They were very nourishing.
Has Saga ever seen an owlbear? Are they up in the Silver Marsh?
What did you get on your nature check?
I
got a 19.
I think it's probably fair to say you've probably seen an owlbear then.
Well, the town with the statue was near your town, wasn't it?
Yeah, so yeah.
The banging is continuing. Bang,
Okay.
bang.
This is
Bang.
gonna draw.
Oh,
people.
open it. We've got, and I'm gonna push the barbarians to the front. I'm gonna be
I'm
like,
gonna-
get in front.
I'm going to position myself behind the door so I
Sorry,
can.
you want me to open this thing?
It's going to keep banging until it gets to us.
Right. Only because I think it killed one of your friend. I'm just pointing to the door. I'm like, your friend killed a Fëanor, or as far as I know, and your mincemeat mate.
Ooh,
Can you all give me a perception check, please?
it's definitely a door, right?
17.
10.
Jinx again. Our mental synchronization.
So, Thorik and Saga, amongst all of the banging that's happening, you start to hear from the room you came from some footsteps starting to come through the previous hallway.
Someone's coming from over there.
Wait. If we can all get out of the way and funnel it just as it's coming through, maybe we can get it to
Hide behind the door.
Yeah, hide behind the door. Shall I lure them in? And I'll
Sure.
tell you. If Thorik, I'll lure them in and I'll tell you when they open the door.
Right.
Just bear in mind there are about 5 of you here in this room, which is
Are
not
there any-
the largest room in the world.
Are there any tables or chairs or anything in here?
The hay bales.
The only furniture really, you can call it furniture, is the straw pallets.
Sorry, straw pallets.
Pin them up so we can we'll funnel it towards the door.
Yeah.
we set about making a corridor
Yeah.
between this door and the next door, so that people can kind of vaguely
use
hide.
the muscle we have to flip things open.
All we got to do is make it easier for it to get to them than it is for us. Okay, right,
Yeah.
go. And we
Go,
start.
go, 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 go,
So you
go.
start turning over the straw pallets. And
Saga's gonna go near the other door
Right.
so she can tell Thorik when to open the door.
Johann,
Like,
get back up there.
So
Why?
Thorik,
So you can
yours.
drop on them from above.
Ooh,
Like you always wanted to.
surprised I didn't think of that.
You're obsessed.
Do like doing that. Athletics
do
check.
like
That's 22.
Okay, nice. So you managed to climb up and get yourself at least into a position where you're sturdy and ready to drop down. Presumably this is the rubble that you climbed up where the crack was, right?
Hey.
Okay. So Thorik, I've got you down by the barred doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And Saga, I've got you near the curtain doorway.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with your barbarian friends? Where are they going?
I want them to be behind the now, straw pallets that are on their sides. So up against
Okay.
the wall.
Sure. Okay.
Is there enough room, if I open the door, is there enough room for me to, like, wedge myself behind it, like, pulling it back on itself? Does that make sense? Like...
Let me think. If it's a barred door... if it's a barred door, it's probably going to open inwards. Right?
If you barred it,
If you barred it...
It's
Well, if it would
opening
open-
into the room,
it
yeah.
wouldn't
And
open
then
into
if it opens
this-
in once, you can be behind the
It
door.
would open outward, surely. Or, well, it's up to you, but...
I don't want to overthink this really, because it's not actually that important. But I'm just trying to think, because there's going to be somewhere out there. But like with the doors barred, so it's only going to open one way.
It's going to open outward. Because if it opens inward, it's just a slat.
Oh yeah, of course. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. No, you're right. Okay. Yeah, I'd say you could probably hide behind the door if you wanted to when you opened it.
Saga, do you want to borrow my shield, just so you've got a bit of extra defense in case it comes your way?
I'm good. I don't need a shield.
Great.
can I ask my barbarian to stand underneath me and to potentially catch me in case this goes awry? Not like lovingly.
Princess call by your barbarian.
God.
I like
Okay.
to see it.
Now, I assume you're all actively trying to hide here.
I'm not trying to hide.
You're not trying.
Saga is not trying to hide.
Anybody
Not so much
actively trying to
hide.
hide?
No, like, not really hide, just more like...
About to
Our
open a door.
I think we're on the same page. Like, when our enemies come in through the curtain door, I release Owlbear and make them a more enticing target than we are. So it goes for them, not us. And we just sort of, like, get out of the way. And
Yeah.
this is why we want the pallets. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
the barbarians are behind the pallets.
Sure. I just want to point out, because I don't want to be like all gotcha, but I want to point out that this is a fairly normal sized door.
Oh, it's not like a cathedral door.
No.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's fine.
So I didn't really climb up that high, did I? I only climbed like 6 feet off the ground.
No, the room itself is quite high, but the door itself is not a. It's not a very wide.
I still want them into this room.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with this plan.
All right.
See
if the
if it works.
owlbear can't get out, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't negotiate the handle of the door.
Yeah, it doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually knocking.
So
Lightly knocking.
you get yourselves into position
Uh-huh.
and you wait. The thudding against the door is relentless. The screeching and a familiar sound that Johann and Thorik will have heard, obviously, almost like screeching and growling and scratching at the door, and bang, bang, bang. And as you're in position, two more hobgoblins emerge from behind the curtain. Which
I
Sergei-
say now. Scream now.
I grab the thing off and open the door inwards to myself, and
And that is where we should end this week's episode, because I'm feeling naughty.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate and review on your podcatcher of choice, and leave a comment, of course. Let us know what you think, and we will catch you guys for some owlbear fun next week.